us on stage. Thank you. So yeah, sorry, we haven't got chairs, so we're going to be as relaxed as we can all starting up. So before we go to talking about the films themselves, I just wondered if I could ask each of the people on the stage just to introduce themselves and say what they did on the film and how they came to be doing that line of work. So starting with Bjorn.
Yes, I'm director of photography on the flight of the Pompadour. Yeah, I did film school, and that's where I met Karen, and that's how we ended up working together and we done a few projects. A lot of projects together. And we will do 4 projects together. And yeah.
I'm Karen, I'm program director of that, and how I did a film, kind of what I always wanted to do, so I went to film school and just going off it.
Keith Jones, I was one of the composers on the flight of the Pompadour. I went to music school some time ago, and from there I always had a passion for doing music for picture, so I just sort of kept on doing that. And this is the first time Karen and I have worked together, but we might do it again.
My name is Kate Hardy, and I was the writer-director on Shoot Me. And I actually was an actress for a long time. I acted for about 30 years. And then, how long ago, Bjorn? I was at film school with Bjorn. 6 years ago? 6 years ago, I went to film school and did a writing degree. And then, frustrated with other people, directors that I'd written, and decided to write it back by myself as well.
Hi, I'm Claire Skinner. I've been an actor for about 25 years, which is a bit scary. And we've known each other for a while, and we just started talking to each other about what frustrated us about the business and about sort of changes as an actress as you get older. And we just were talking about things. We've got a lot in common. And Kate wrote this, and that's it.
I'm Tilly Busbrook. I've been acting since I was 10. I went to a place called Share Theatre and trained there, and I got this job just because the director happened to watch an episode of New Tricks I was on when he was thinking about Peter Cast.
Hi, I'm Alicia Ambrose Bailey. I've been acting professionally for about 3 years. I did drama and theatre studies at Royal Holloway, and then I went on to Central to do my MA. And I got this film really randomly out of the blue. Richard just phoned up the agencies and he found my face on Spotlight or something, so lucky things sometimes do happen. Yeah, that's about it.
Alicia, if you want to hold on to the mic, I'm going to take the mic back this way with one question for all. And the question is just about this particular film, about Darklight. Obviously, you're sort of, I don't know how many short films you've worked on, but what was it? Obviously, you were on screen a lot, and that's quite a role. So what was it particularly about this that you enjoyed, or was particularly unusual or sort of interesting for you?
I think, obviously, the most obvious thing would be playing somebody with a physical disability. The interesting thing about playing a blind person was how sharpened your other senses become. So how you negotiate space physically, how you respond to touch, how much louder everything sounds. Just learning how to negotiate the world around you without your sight, which is just a massive part of being a human being, and very, very difficult. I actually spent a couple of days with the stick that you saw in one of the first scenes, just seeing how the world was without my eyes. So that was probably the biggest challenge, I think. And also, obviously, when the camera's really close to your face, to try and make it look like you're not seeing, even though you're seeing. So, yeah.
Particularly about Darklight, what interested you about the script?
Yeah, and I didn't understand the script the first time I read it, to be honest. But once Richard explained it to me, I mean, to be honest, it was an amazing experience, mainly because Richard, it's a shame. I don't think if he made it here, it looks like he probably didn't. I think he's a really special bloke, don't you think? He's come from documentaries, so this is his first kind of full-on drama, and I just think he's got a really delicate touch, and I think he's quite magical, I think. So that's it.
So we kind of said a bit about why this project was particularly sort of important, I mean, or meaningful to you, as it were. But actually, the shooting of it, sort of shooting with a friend, did it feel different from other shorts you might have?
Oh yeah, because we've got quite a good connection, and we understand what we both wanted to say. And the character that you see in the film is kind of a lot of both of us. So there's a shorthand that we've got that is really good fun, and sort of, you know, it's just like kind of doing what we were interested in for once, and kind of finding the humour in those kind of frustrating and humiliating and anger-provoking moments, but finding the kind of humour in it, the dark humour when you lose your dignity. It's something that appeals to me.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny directing Claire, actually, because we are really close, and afterwards I sort of said to Claire, oh, that was great, and Claire said, it was really hard, actually, Kate. And that was quite an interesting thing about directing people that you know really well, because I sort of felt in director mode, so I was quite sort of pushy with Claire, and then Claire obviously felt in actress mode, and it takes a bit of time to open up and want to do what a director's asking you to do, and that I found really interesting, actually. I think I've made an assumption about working with a friend, that you could just go, come on, and actually you've got to treat them as delicately and kindly as you would anyone else, so that was interesting. Did I? Good.
You're still friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Keith. So what was different about working on Commodore?
Well, because there was a number of composers, we sort of talked beforehand, and I made a point of not really watching any of the film apart from the bits that I was asked to provide music
And
for.
which ones are those?
The bits I was asked to provide music for, that music ended up in different scenes, so that was another interesting part of the process. There's an embarrassing amount of my terrible singing on there, I think, was the main thing. So that was an interesting way to approach it. So first time I saw the whole film finished was at the festival last weekend, because I really wanted to keep separate what I was doing from what I can't ask the other guys to do.
And could you just sort of describe for us what is the quality of your music in there? Because there's, I mean, obviously we've seen two films since we've seen the Flight of Condor, but you could describe the style of yours.
I think the main piece was the dancing at the end. Once he's got his quid all sorted and he's getting down, that was me and Karen on the vocals.
So why do you want to make this film?
Good question. I wanted to do something really short and silent. I wanted to try to do something without dialogue. And like I said, I'm kind of interested in loners and stuff. So this character just kind of came to me. I don't know how the whole hair thing came about, but yeah. But it was also, you know, it's interesting looking at subcultures that exist, like the rockabilly scene. They kind of exist stuck in time as this own little kind of bubble. So it was kind of about intercepting that as well on screen. But yeah, the character just sort of came to me, and I was trying to do something silent.
And beyond just the look of the film, what was different about this one to some other films? How did you do it?
I think Karen wanted to make like a film that could be timeless, a bit kind of contemporary, but with a kind of really cool, like an old look. So you didn't know what exactly. We tried to use as many things like old shooting on film, old film, 16mm, and old lenses, and using this kind of light that was fashionable in the 50s and stuff. That was kind of like.
You approach the lighting like 50s sort of.
Yeah, we chose a very film stuff, and it's a lot of light, so we had to kind of blast it with light, and then kind of gives that old feeling of the lighting and atmosphere.
Thanks very much. Thank you. So, okay, well, that was a couple from me. I'm sure there are questions in the audience. If you'd like to put up your hand for questions, one at the front right now, please wait till the mics. We've got a couple of mics to come down, so just keep your hand up. Just here in the third row. And could you just say who your question's for if it's one person?
Hi, this is directed to Alicia. Can I just say you guys are amazing? I wanted to let's ask, where did that storyline come from? Because that was like, the side of the home that we never really get to really look into. That was really interesting. Where did that evolve from?
Well, no, because you didn't write it. Sorry, I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure.
I think it was an idea that, because the director co-wrote it with another writer called David, and it was something that they'd been working on, I think, for like 2 years. I think they met through girlfriends or something, and it just popped up over dinner, and David said, I've got this idea, and Richard said, okay, let's develop it, and so they've been developing it for a long time. And even when we were working on it, it was still changing slightly. I don't know where it originated from in their minds, or what inspired it as such.
Can you say just a bit about how they kind of presented the characters to you and top of the script, how you were directed, what he kind of said, this is your relationship, and how much you developed it?
Yeah, I mean, one of the main things he said to me was that he didn't, although he wanted to sinister moments, he didn't want me to play her as badly, because she's trying to do the best in her own strange way, in that she thinks her daughter will be safer with her, rather than letting her out in the world, because her twins were killed by the husband weren't safe, so she just wanted to keep her safe, and thought by blinding her was quite a good way.
I suppose Richard just told me that Sarah completely wholeheartedly trusts her mother. She doesn't know any other world because she's just been mollycoddled her whole life and kept behind closed doors. She's been given this fake job of packaging buttons, and she only knows the world through her mum, so she doesn't realise that anything's strange. She doesn't realise that putting this funny cream on every night and having sort of warm lights is strange. She just thinks it's her life. That's all she knows. So when her sight returns by accident, that's when everything becomes really shocking, not only because she can see the world like she's never experienced it before, but she's also realised that the one person